Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into Podcast Room 303. Introducing one co-host with more nuggets than Chick-fil-A, Nick Morahan. Executive producer until we find someone better, Eric Washington. Nobody really knows what he does around here, Nevada Putnam. And now, the single greatest thing to happen to hosting in history, Jermaine Antonio Colon Mendez. On with the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into Podcast Room 303, episode 317. I'm your host, Jermaine Colon Mendez, and this is our executive producer, the EPE. On today's episode, we'll get into some JC's burning questions. Another two-man pod. Have some of the homies busy with life. So without further ado, how are you doing this evening, Eric?
Doing good, man. Quick question for you. At what age did you just start getting overly tired, like where you just started feeling your age? Because I don't know what happened from 32 to 33, but this like cliff that I've gone down, dude, like I get so tired and mentally drained, like my body just doesn't want to do anything. It's never been like this before.
Bullshit. The end of story. I ain't seen a difference from this age to the last 4 years. This motherfucker out here trying to get a sob story. You ain't getting no sob story from me, my guy.
It feels different, dude. It feels different. I can't explain it, dude. I just feel old now.
Bro, I hate to break it to you. Dog. You ain't been outside in ages. You've been old for a minute. You've been committed to that chair, dog.
Yeah, dude.
You got the world's most built-in groove in that chair. It's gotta be crazy, dog.
It's just right, dude.
And for those who don't know you, you know how you have that your left cheek is bigger than your right cheek? That's a weird looking groove, dog.
Yeah.
It hasn't happened to me yet, but I definitely have started feeling the gradual decline. Right. And that's why I've slowly started getting back in the gym and going for walks and getting outside and eating and stuff. But I mean, I still pull all-nighters pretty regularly. I've done it twice in the last 3 months because I procrastinated the hell out of my schoolwork. So, you know what I mean? So that's on me. And then I, wake up and do a whole nother day like nothing changed. So I think I might just be used to it though, because I ain't slept right since I was 15, 16, you know what I mean? So
I feel that.
So it's it is what it is. But I mean, there's just so much life to live. You know what I mean? I'm currently out here in them streets with the beautiful weather, the sunshine, the beach. I think life's too good to be tired and inside. That's my thing. I'll feel my age when I'm 60 and I finally bought a dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't have to pawn him off on people when I want to go do my stuff.
I don't know. I'm just saying, 2 years ago, I broke my toe in Japan and I still hiked a relatively decent, small miniature little mountain, but I hiked it with you guys with a broken toe. The other day, I smacked my toe on the bed going to the restroom and I have a limp and I can barely hobble around the house. It's ridiculous. It just makes no sense. How can I break my toe in one place and climb a mountain the same day, and then here I'm just hobbled by an even less severe injury? It just makes no sense, dude.
You didn't have 2 6-foot last of the Mohican motherfuckers telling you to quit being a bitch. That's what it is.
I don't think I bitched quite that much out there. I just kind of was fuck it. This is the reality of my situation. I just got. It
was your fault. You shouldn't kick Russian bar owners in the head.
All right, let's just get off this conversation. I'm gonna be an international fucking criminal, dude.
All right. No PCP, no head-to-head today. So this is just the two of your boys. Let's go ahead and get into this. Head-to-head review. I said no head-to-head. I meant no blind five. No blind five, no PCP. Yeah. Let's go ahead and get into head-to-head. Keep it pushing.
I was just gonna pop it up. So last week, decent week. Everybody at least got one win. Jermaine went 1-2.
That MMA parlay was.
I was just gonna say, dude, like that. What's the guy? The guy that beat O'Malley's name? I can't pronounce. What's his name?
Murad Devashili.
That dude he's unreal.
He's good. But
He's
I mean,
unreal.
look, it was plus 1,676 odds. I didn't submit it thinking it was gonna hit. I said, "Fuck it, dude."
Hey, just shoot, dude. But yeah, that put him at 1-2 on the week. 26-40 on the season, up 21.97 units. Nick went 1-2 as well, 26-40 as well, up 24.94 units. Nevada went 1-2 as well, 28-38 on the season, up 31.33 units. And I went 2-1 at 29-37 on the season, up 29.74 units.
Hell yeah!
Fucking
Another good week,
dude. I thought I had perfection, dude. As soon as the France game ended, I was like, I don't even have to turn on the Portugal game or Spain game. I got this locked up perfect week. And then they were up, and I was dancing, celebrating. And then your fucking boy had to come in and just ruin the whole party, dude.
I be telling people he's the most clutch player of all of sports.
It makes no sense, man.
Of all of sports.
Dude, I mean, clutch, phenomenal moment. No, like I'm not discrediting it.
You're
but
just
it's
mad.
just like, God bless, dude. You couldn't just let us have this one.
No, we don't. Why are we betting in favor of the defending European champion? What are we doing, brother?
I genuinely don't care about this little the cup. It's like, what is it? 16, 4 teams that enter. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, but you don't like Spain.
Better than seeing Ronaldo bust my parlay or bust my bet, dude.
No, it's not. We don't bet with the champions. That's why we're rooting for Edmonton right now. That's why we rooted against Golden State. That's why we root against dynasties. You won one. Go fuck yourself. I don't want to see you win again unless you're my team.
So you're rooting against Philly next year?
Eric, I was rooting against Philly in the season because you guys are fucking disgusting fans.
All right, we don't got to get into Philly.
Don't get me spun up.
Yeah,
I heard you still haven't scored in the first quarter. Fucking clowns. We can't throw the ball. You have a 2,000-yard rushing, though. You know how many teams have those? One. Fucking one.
Almost 2. It should have been crazy if we got 2 in 1 year. Yeah.
Would have been insane. Okay. The return of the running back, huh?
Dude, I love it. And Johnson's just going to – well, actually, sorry. A lot of these rookies are about to have some fun seasons to watch.
Oh, dude, the NFL is going to be real fun this season. Speaking of the NFL, professional podcast here. Let's go ahead and get into the Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh, dude, what a ridiculous story.
So, for those of you who haven't been paying attention to the Cincinnati Bengals, they're not really like the biggest National Football League team. So, I don't expect everyone to know this, but they have yet to sign their first-round pick. He's not the only unsigned first-round pick in the National Football League currently, so it's important to distinguish this. And they haven't re-signed the current NFL rating sack champion from the year prior as well. They did re-sign T. Higgins and Jamar Chase 2 years too late and ended up paying them ridiculous amounts of money where they could be on bargain team-friendly contracts right now if they locked them up 2 years earlier. But instead, they played a stupid game. So let's just go ahead and get into it. Shamar Stewart is the 17th overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. He's defensive end, defensive lineman out of Texas A&M. And Cincinnati basically drafted him because they hadn't signed Trey Hendrickson, so they needed to bring someone in to do this. And they haven't signed a contract with Shamar Stewart because they are trying to insert a very sneaky, suspicious clause into a contract that has never been done before, to my knowledge, right? I've never heard this reported. I've never heard it seen. I've never seen any rookie get this clause in a contract. That's not to say that there hasn't been someone who has been a habitual offender getting this clause in their contract. But basically the clause is if you get suspended anytime during your rookie contract, they can void the rest of the contract and take your guaranteed money. That's what the clause is. And that's what Shamar Stewart doesn't want to sign. He's right. He's absolutely correct. He should not sign this contract.
Just out of curiosity, I can't remember him having disciplinary issues in college.
I don't think it's because he's a problem child. I think it's because the Cincinnati Bengals are trying to be the Pooh Shiesty of the NFL, dude. Like,
all right,
it's crazy. So basically, and for those of you who are unfamiliar with the newest collective bargaining agreement, which is how the NFL and the players union enter into a mutual agreement, so that way they can continue labor throughout 10-year periods. Well, after Jamarcus Russell and Samuel Bartholomew Bradford came into the NFL and signed these $60 million contracts for pick 101, quarterbacks. And, Sam Bradford was good. Let's not get it twisted. Like, he was worth the money when healthy. And then Jamarcus Russell, like, obviously he's usually in the biggest bust category on everyone's list because, I mean, my man didn't even look at tape when he went home, which is crazy, bro. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I think I heard another story. I might be conflating this from like a television show, no, it's draft day with the $100 bill in the back. Jamarcus Russell for sure never got the $100 bill. He never even knew it was there, my guy.
But John Gruden does have a story similar to that where they tested him to see if he was reading studying the playbooks, and clearly he wasn't because he failed whatever test. And it wasn't like they put something in the playbook and were like, if he brings
they gave him blank tapes.
Blank tapes. There we go. That's
because they didn't think he was watching film, so they gave him blank tapes, and they were like, "Hey, did you watch that film?" And he was just like, "Yeah, it was good, coach." And I was like, "All right, bold strategy, Cotton." So all right. So back to the collective bargaining agreement. After those contracts, basically the NFL and the players union were like, we can't have this anymore. So they set a rookie scale in place, right? So the first overall pick gets paid XYZ dollars, and then it cascades down from there, right? So pick 17 can't make more than pick 1 because the team that picked 17 was stupid or something like that, right? So it cascades down, fully guaranteed contracts, fully 4-year guaranteed contracts with a 5th-year option for a 5th-year team option, right? Basically, they boilerplated rookie contracts for teams to basically just slap it on the table and sign their fucking guy and take any guesswork out of it, right? And Shamar Stewart is finding out that the Cincinnati Bengals are made fun of for a very specific reason. And what sucks is they had started to come around and become a more modern franchise. They sold the naming rights. I heard this somewhere too. I think it might have been Pat McAfee show when I was getting ready this morning. They sold the naming rights to their stadium finally. It was like, how the fuck have you not been doing that? You know what I mean? Like, if you want extra Skrilla to pay these players, what are we doing? And then obviously Trey Hendrickson has led the league in sacks the last 2 years, and they haven't re-signed him. And he tried to sign a contract 2 years ago as well, just like T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. Imagine if they had just locked those gentlemen up cheaply. You know what I mean? They could be a stacked team with team-friendly contracts right now, and the salary cap just keeps going up. Like, I don't get it. The Cincinnati Bengals, from a general managing perspective, are killing it. But are not killing it, are like they're bungling it.
They're killing the fan base is what they're doing.
Bro, I couldn't imagine being a Bengals fan. But I just wanted to come in here like it's crazy. And then for anyone who ever was on the Cincinnati Bengals side, like this is clear and obvious, like dereliction of standard, really. It's an NFL standard. Every team, you know what I mean? Like the only right now off the top of my head, I know Tyler Shuck hasn't signed with the Saints, but he's been at practice, right? They're working on their deal. He could be the potential starting quarterback, but he was also pick 40. So we'll have to find out how that contract's going to shake out. But the Travis Hunter hasn't signed. He's a unique case, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How the fuck do you quantify a contract for a corner and a wide receiver?
You got to give him 2 contracts.
You know what I mean? Like so
you technically have a 52-man roster.
And they traded next year's first, so does he get that contract? Yeah, so
God, I hope the boy delivers on the field, man. I think he will, but
I know he will. Now to the level of which he delivers, right? So he's going to be a 10-year player in this league, right? Like, but to the level is the important determining factor, and so like that's the best part. It's gonna be fucking exciting to see. He's playing opposite Brian Thomas Jr. with Goldilocks throwing the rock to him.
Yeah,
I mean, they might have to call them mofos the Three Bears out them how much they eating out there, dude. Shit. I'm excited, bro. I'm excited because I like this rookie class. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun because I just don't know how it's gonna shake out.
Yeah, there's a lot of question marks, and it's like a lot of guys have a crazy high ceiling. Like we don't know, but there's a lot of good high ceilings out there right now. Like Omarion Hampton, I don't know why, but I might even just pick him for rookie of the year, offensive rookie of the year, dude. Just fuck it. The team he went to is perfect.
Yeah, but he's behind Najee Harris this year. And Najee's a good ball player. I know people hate him, but he gets 1,000 yards every year.
By week 7, he'll supplant him as a starter.
I mean, that's a bold ass, dude. Najee Harris. Look, what always cracks me up about is this. It's like people don't factor in things like pass pro, like knowing the playbook. Can the coaching staff count on you? How do they use you in high leverage situations? Like, what is the role you're fulfilling in the playbook, right? So it's like, it depends. Now, it absolutely could happen, and that's why I'm not saying like. But it's just like when people are like, "No, fuck that, he's clearly better." I'm like, dude, like, next year for sure he'll be better, but he's still gonna have a good rookie year. He's obviously, and you don't take a first round running back to not use him, unless you're the New York Jets. But we don't have to get into that. So let's get into the next question here. Ooh, Eric, can you write these timestamps for me down, please? I don't have a.
Hold up real quick.
Yeah. I'm doing it off my iPad from parts unknown, so I don't have a ton of resources. Yeah, and let's go ahead and get into the next question. So, or concern, but Anthony Richardson has inflammation in a previously surgically repaired shoulder, and it's preventing him from throwing the football right now in what is it, minicamp right now? We did OTAs. We're in minicamp. And this is a gentleman who has all the talent in the world, but needs to be able to throw the football and needs to get as many throws as he possibly can in any kind of setting. So that way, he can get better. And a lot of people aren't talking about it. It is, it's early, so I don't want to get too like sky is falling, but I'll turn it over to you, Eric. You had a point you wanted to make on this.
Yeah, so just the point. First of all, this injury that nobody's talking about it, and like it seems like everybody's trying to be hush hush about it, is making it sketchy as hell. But the part that I'm most excited for is Daniel Jones, a day one starter, and can he help the Colts? Because they have, I don't know if it's the same offensive line as a couple years ago, but they have they still have Quentin Nelson, right?
Quentin Nelson's still there. They lost Will Freeze and their center in this off season, but I believe they drafted. So they typically invest in the offensive line. So it's still a pretty good unit.
So I mean, question marks about there, but I mean they have good receivers. They have Jonathan Taylor at running back. If Daniel Jones can pull some sort of Sam Darnold type Houdini act out of his ass, and I could see it, dude. They win the AFC South. Daniel Jones plays his way into the starting quarterback job at who's going to need a quarterback next year? Everybody? Cleveland?
Indianapolis.
Or he could just stay in Indianapolis.
What the fuck?
I'm just saying, you never know, because like they may want to get.
Come on now. Anthony Richardson's gone. If Daniel Jones comes in and runs this offense to perfection, Anthony Richardson's gone, brother. Let's not get crazy with it.
Dude, I hope him and Michael Pittman just tear it up, dude. Tear it up.
So here's the thing. You know how I feel about Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
I think Daniel Jones is a good quarterback, and I've been saying it for years. And also, I see some plays where I'm like, yeah, I get why people think he sucks. So, like, it's tough, but I get why he was a first-round pick. I see what people see in him. And look, Shane Steichen's offense with Josh Downs, Michael Pittman, Adonai Mitchell, Alec Pierce, Jonathan Taylor. I mean, this is a solid squad, bro. Solid. And I think, and then nobody's talking about it, but they added Tyler Warren, right? Who I think has a lot of George Kittle in him. And Daniel Jones has never had a team like this. It was him and Saquon, and they willed themselves to a fucking playoff victory. Who was the wide receiver one on that team?
Wendell Robinson.
Thank you, bro. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. A lot of people don't remember that, but they beat the fraud Vikings that year. That was Daniel fucking Jones, the person that everyone says sucks.
Yeah.
So it's like there was a lot of teams that wanted Daniel Jones this offseason too. So
I like where he went, man. I really do. Like, I don't know what he got. I don't know if he took less money to go there, but it's a dope spot to be in with an easy job to take and talent around you. And Shane Steichen, I guess he's a proven winner. Not really.
No, we can't really say that.
Yeah, he's been a part of some good squads. He just hasn't won yet. But
he took a team to a Super Bowl. Like, he's a good coach. I will say, like, he's a good coach, but proven winner. I mean, we saw him fumble the playoffs the other year. Remember? Wasn't that his team that they lost to, like, the hapless Jaguars in Week 17 or something like that? And they missed the playoffs because of it. Maybe it wasn't the Jaguars. It was the Titans or the shitty Texans or something in Week 17. You remember what I'm talking about, right? Are you talking
about when they needed, like, if they tied, they would get into overtime?
No, it was week 17, and it was like win and you're in the playoffs. And they went out and got absolutely steamrolled by someone in there. It was the Jags?
It was the Jags that steamrolled whoever it was that needed to win to get in. And the Jags were having a down year. Like, they weren't.
Yeah,
I think exactly. I remember. Yeah. And they
blew it. So he was part of that team, so it's like I can't really sit here and say Shane Steichen was, and maybe it was the coach before him, and I'm conflating it. I'm not on my computer. I'd look it up, but either way, like Shane Steichen, he's on the hot seat. He's got to prove himself. Like Jonathan Taylor is a fucking world-class running back. You know, Michael Pittman's a good wide receiver. Josh Downs is probably the wide receiver one now because that dude's shifty like a mofo.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah. And also it's a wide open division. Like, who scares you in that division?
Nobody.
Bro, the Texans, they lost every wide receiver they had last year. Remember they had the three-headed monster, and now it's like they had to draft two more this year.
From the same team. Makes no sense.
Their offensive line is gone. All five, I think it's 5 new starters across the board. And it wasn't like they round one starter.
Yeah.
It's like, hey man, you backed up on the Steelers. Come play for us, bro.
It's gonna be tough outs for them, man.
But I like where your head's at. I may be tempted to sprinkle a little money on the Colts to win the division this year. Because I don't know what it is, dude. I can't quit Daniel Jones, bro. He's my nicotine.
I'm rooting for him.
Me too, dude.
I just want to see giant heartbreak all over again.
Oh, dude, that's the other thing. Yeah. Oh, bro. Daniel, that's it, dude. I'm betting Daniel Jones to win the Super Bowl.
Just back-to-back years, Giants players win the Super Bowl. That'd be so soul-crushing, dude. Oh.
It's not just X. It's like franchise quarterback, franchise running back, Super Bowl champions without the Giants. You imagine, dog? I can't bet that. I can't bet that. That's crazy, dog. I'll bet just about anything. I don't think I got that one, dude. That's too much. All right, you want to write this timestamp down? Let's go ahead and shift gears into the NBA.
All right.
For the NBA, I mean, first of all, the finals have been fun for Lord Stanley and Larry O'Brien. But boy, oh boy, this Kevin Durant news is moving quick. It's moving quick. Kevin Durant is supposed to be traded as early as next week. Which honestly makes the most sense because the NBA draft is next week, right? So it's like if you want to move Kevin Durant, that would be the time to do it.
Yeah.
Right? So of the teams that I think have been linked to him, I don't think I have the full comprehensive list in my head, but it's Spurs. Oh, sorry. Spurs, Rockets, Knicks, Heat, and there was one other team. I just can't remember who.
Let me see if I can get an article pulled up real quick.
Toronto, maybe? Yeah, but so basically, these teams are all in the running for the Kevin Durant sweepstakes. They're trying to trade for guaranteed 25 a night, right? On 50, 40, 90 shooting. On a guy you can basically just plug into any offense and he ain't going to disrupt what anybody does, right? You know what I mean? Because that's how silky smooth, get his own automatic jumper that man is. You know, former MVP, former finals MVP, former world champion, former Olympic gold medalist, former four-time scoring champion. Like in his career, like, yeah, Kevin Durant thinks he's the baddest scorer in the league, and I'd be hard pressed to argue it. I'd be hard pressed to argue that motherfucker, dude.
Yeah,
that's a bad man. He's eclipsed 30,000 points. He's only missed the playoffs 4 times in his career, right? And I know that everyone thinks losing in the second round is fucking whack. Yeah, I'm so sorry that I'm one of 8 fucking teams that remain. Yeah, I guess we're real shitty. These people are ridiculous, bro. Like, dude, Kevin Durant's a dog, and any team would be lucky to have him. So, did you find a list?
So I found articles that mentioned Houston, San Antonio, Toronto, the New York Knicks, the Minnesota Timberwolves, Golden State Warriors, and that's all I've seen so far.
The Spurs are the front runner. How did you not say that? That wasn't in the article?
Did I not say Spurs?
No, I didn't. Maybe I just didn't hear it. Maybe
definitely the Spurs is one of them there because, I mean.
They're the favorite.
Yeah, they're the leaders right now, but Minnesota's apparently kind of moving up kind of quick on the list.
Bro, that Ant with his guy, they go get a chip together, bro? Dude, first of all, we know where I want Kevin Durant to go, and there is only one way that happens.
They lose.
How does that happen?
They lose?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to see that light-skinned Halle win the championship, though, dude.
Oh, you're not a fan of the Haliban?
Is that it? God, I hope that's his actual nickname.
Bro, have you not been on the internet? Okay. All right. Sidebar. I'm about to send you the most hilarious tweet you've ever seen after we finish this recording. It is absurd, brother. It's absurd.
I'm excited.
It is. I said it to Thomas. We were dying laughing, bro.
Oh, I can't wait, bro.
So, yeah, bro, the internet's basically been calling him the Haliban. And they had, like, one of meme is, like, someone's whispering into George Bush's ear when they're telling him the second tower is falling.
That's
right?
So fucking crazy.
And it's like, the Haliban is struck again, or whatever they decided to put, you know what I mean? Like, so.
Oh, man.
All right, so who do you want KD to go to? You can pick the Sixers if you want.
No.
That's how much he hates his own team. He usually always picks his team. He's like, fuck them. I hope they lose 38 games again.
I want to set the record for losses next year. I want something to be able to take to home.
Chill out, Rockies.
Man, that's a good question. And dude, fuck it, dude. I want to see him either go to Houston or Detroit.
Ooh, Detroit's a fun dark horse, brother.
Yeah, just somewhere where he can go and just be like, look, I'm gonna give y'all 27 a night. I'm gonna drop some buckets of wisdom on y'all, and y'all young bucks are gonna carry me to another championship.
Cade, this is your team. I'll be in this corner. Just pass it to me. I got you.
the two highest motherfuckers in the room are gonna be on the same team. It's gonna be hilarious.
So I know KD's one of them.
I don't know if Cade Cunningham smokes, but he looks like he does. So
okay. I have no clue either. I have no idea,
but I'm just saying it.
He's got that T-Mac sleepy eyes. You know what I mean? You know how T-Mac always looked like he just woke up out of bed and he's like, 40.
But on one condition, Tobias Harris has to be included in the trade out of Detroit. He doesn't get
Nah, dude, you hating. Tobias Harris just turned the Detroit Pistons around, dude. He's a needle mover.
Nah, that was all 100% B-ball Paul, dude. It had nothing to do with Tobias Harris.
B-ball Paul. People don't even know who you fucking talking about right now.
Shit, I forgot his real name. That's why I call him B-ball Paul, dude.
Isn't it Paul Reed?
I wanted to say Paul Reed, but I was like 65% sure, so I was like, I'm just gonna call him B-ball Paul too.
Hey, you got me shook right now. I'm not even sure anymore. I was pretty sure it's Paul Reed.
Fuck it, dude.
Oh, dude. So all right, I want OKC. That's who I want. I want the return of the prodigal son.
Yeah.
I want Nike to make that commercial. Nike to make that commercial with an OKC colorway, like they did with his first shoe. Like, it writes itself. They just lost. The prodigal son returns. He's here to take us to the promised land. OKC 74-6. You know what I mean? 74-8 sets the record.
Yeah.
Sets the record for most wins in a season. They just won 68 without him.
Yeah. So real quick, two things. One, what's the song you used for the commercial? And two, that's a lot of heat to take for going to another team that lost in the finals to go help them get over the hump and win a championship.
Nah, this one's different. It's OKC. This is his team.
I know it's different. I think that was the pick I wanted to say, but I know you've been saying it, so I wanted to not take your moment on the podcast. So I went with Detroit Houston, but I think that's the best pick. I think it's awesome. I'd love to see it. I can just hear I'm coming home. And like
bro. Yeah, absolutely. That's the song. That's the song.
And then all of a sudden, he's raising up a banner with a city that just literally they have the Oklahoma Sooners. I'd want to kill myself if I was an Oklahoma Sooner fan too. So at least they get that. You know what I mean?
Bro, and the thing is, in that commercial, right? You do what you did with LeBron when you put up the witness thing. So you show Nike putting up a huge poster of Kevin Durant, wingspan or some iconic moment. Maybe it's him biting his gold medal or some shit, right? It's like, I'm home. Period. Swoosh, right? And as you're doing that, you roll Kevin Durant's stats. 18,763 points, franchise leader, right? Rebounds, franchise leader. Wins, franchise leader, right? Because you know he's a franchise leader in a fuck ton of stats for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
I'd argue that Westbrook stayed long enough to where he passed him on most of those lists.
Oh, maybe, but I would be shocked. I would be shocked. And even better, put second. And then when he raises the banner, first, right? Because now he just scored a shit ton of points and passed Westbrook and took all his records back and did what they couldn't do and put the title. And fuck it, dude. If Denver makes Westbrook a free agent,
bro,
let's bring him in too, dude.
Sick. But what about in the commercial? They put all the stats in the first one. After they win the championship, they run the exact same commercial, but this time instead of the stats, it's just the Larry O'Brien pops up.
Yeah, dude. I'm just saying, from like a storytelling perspective, there's so much meat on the bone from there, dude. And then send Paul George to Indiana, dude.
Or hell, either one.
It's fucking dramatic. Well, only you can look at a stacked roster and be upset. Oh, dude. So, but if it's not OKC, I want him going east. Because the East is about to lose Giannis. I'm sick of the West having all these teams, dude. So send KD to New York.
What if he just pulls the absolute okie doke and he's like, I'm coming home, and he ends up in DC? He's like, fuck it. He's like, I'm not going to win. I'm just going to coast out in my hometown.
And that team has a lot of young talent around. But I think he wants a more ready-made situation, bro.
Yeah,
and also, like, I know it's his hometown, but it seems like KD don't want to go back to that area. You know, he's like, nah, dude, there's way nicer places.
Yeah, he's seen the world now. He's like, I'm good on that.
Yeah, so I just look. Honestly, it's gonna be look. If he lands in Houston, I'll be excited. If he lands in San Antonio, I'll be excited. If he lands in OKC, I'll be excited. If he lands in Detroit, I'll be excited. There's not a bad landing spot, really. You know, the only one I don't want him to go to. LA would be absolutely silly, bro. You need to relax with that.
No.
The only
They
one,
win a championship, but nobody wants to see that.
Kevin
Minus
Durant
LA
and
fans.
LeBron on the same team.
With Luca? No, dude. I'm not watching. I'm done. I'll tune in 2027.
Bro, I'd be watching every fucking game, bro. I'd buy Spectrum. Hella inside joke for the listeners. For the listeners, Lakers and Clippers games are blacked out in the San Diego area unless you have Spectrum.
Or Clipper
And it's
Vision.
or
An
Clipper Vision.
entirely idiotic thing on its own.
At least I think it's more accessible, but it's fucking crazy, bro. So the only place I don't want him to go is Miami, and you know why.
Yeah, Freddie.
Fuck that guy, dude. Shout out the boy.
I'm actually,
Shout out the boy. Love you, friend.
Look, I'm pro blue, but I might have to take that one out if he gets Kevin Durant. He's gonna be insufferable, dude.
Dude, he'd be the fucking worst, bro. It'll be very entertaining at the bare minimum, though. You know what I mean? So it'll be the bare minimum. So
yeah.
Let's get into the last topic for today's pod. If you want to mark this. Speaking of, one of the teams that's linked to Kevin Durant is the New York Knickerbockers. New York Knicks have just lost the Eastern Conference Finals. I believe they lost in 5 games. Pretty handily. They just didn't have the motor to keep up with Indiana because Indiana is just so fast paced. I mean, you're seeing it with OKC, who has the motor, and Indiana can just overwhelm, right? Mm-hmm. And that stat you said today was crazy. That Indiana's been outscored in every quarter except the fourth.
Except for the fourth in the finals. In the finals, Oklahoma's owned the first, second, and third quarter by a decent margin, and Indiana owns the fourth quarter. Which is why they're up 2-1 because they're running the Coach Cordova offense, dude. Relentless pressure. That's all they're doing. Relentless pressure until they're tired and you're not, and then you win the game simply because you're not tired.
Yeah,
it's wild, dude. It's wild to watch because Oklahoma's not playing bad ball. They're not taking bad shots. They're not being inefficient. They're just getting out-hustled and outlasted in games.
Bro, you want to hear something crazy? Oklahoma City is minus 220 right now to win the NBA Finals.
Hey, man.
Indiana's plus 185.
Put a little pizza money.
Bro, so remember, we were on the pod with Nevada, and I picked Indiana to win it, right?
Uh-huh.
And that's what I actually think is going to happen. And then the next time when you and I recorded, I said what I'm hoping for. I wanted Thunder in 5, right? So did Jay-Z, apparently. He lost $1 million bet when they lost. I guess he was more confident than me. and so I have to say, dude, I'm like, I think Indiana's going to get this done. And it's a long time coming, man. Indiana's, like I always tell you, like they're a consistently competitive, well-run organization who rarely gets stuck in tank purgatory, right? Like some of these other organizations. So I'm kind of like, man, they're fucking due. You know what I mean? They're fucking due. So my heart wants SGA and OKC because I've been championing them for 5 years, and this would be like the culmination, the crowning of what I had seen coming. But like, hey man, sometimes you just get beat by a better team, and Indiana can be the better team.
Yeah.
And New York Knicks ran into that. So speaking of, the New York Knicks fired their coach, Tom Thibodeau, former Bulls head coach. Shout out my boy. I saw the writing on the wall, man. I'm not really shocked by that whole situation, but boy, oh boy, what have you thought of the Knicks coaching search so far?
Honestly, I haven't really been keeping up with it too close. I don't know if you want to shed some light on it, but I can't imagine it's any good. It's fucking Dolan and the Knicks, dude.
So they requested to interview Jason Kidd. Denied. They requested to interview Chris Finch. Denied. They requested to interview Ime Udoka. Denied. They requested to interview Billy Donovan. Denied. They requested to interview Quinn Snyder. Denied. They requested basically a veritable who's who of badass motherfucking coaches were requested to get interviewed by the New York Knicks, and they were denied at every single pass. I have been thinking, and I don't know if a coach can do this. I don't know if it's legal. It's like, well, what if you just quit?
Yeah, I don't want this job anymore. Dude, I don't know. Contracts are a little bit different, aren't they? Like you have to fulfill that obligation.
There has to be a reason why this hasn't happened because I can't say I've ever seen it happen. So I don't know if it's legally allowed or if you do quit, like you can't coach until your contract is. I don't know what it is, but obviously I don't think there's a reason to do it. I mean, I don't think there's a way to do it, but I have been thinking like if I would rather, if I'm Jason Kidd, I'd rather coach the Knicks.
Well, you get Cooper Flag.
I don't give a fuck.
All right.
I just watched them trade Luka Doncic, dog. Can you trust that organization?
No.
Not only that, they made him the spokesperson for like the first 2 weeks, and Jason Kidd was sitting next to these motherfuckers looking at him with side-eyed like, the fuck you talking about? Well, you remember what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Jason Kidd's sitting there and he's just like, don't put this on me. I didn't fucking call you up and said trade Luka. Like, bro, I feel bad for Jason Kidd. I was like, yo, Jason Kidd might get to go coach the Knicks. How sick is that, bro? And think about it, because Jason Kidd has ties to that area with the New Jersey Nets.
Yeah, he was badass there for a while.
Right? So, like, that's stomping ground territory. So he gets to go coach the Knicks with Jalen Brunson, who he coached before.
Oof.
Right? Because the Mavericks also didn't sign his boy. They didn't want to sign him. Right? Who he coached before. So I'm like, dog, I would go coach the Knicks instead of the Mavericks in a heartbeat. Cooper Flag be fucking damned. I do not care. Who am I starting at guard? I have 87 forwards.
We're trading Peyton Grimes for Cooper Flag.
Yeah, I bet you would.
That's a certified proven baller in the league, dude. We ain't seen Cooper Flag do it against grown men yet, dude. That's all I'm saying.
How about this? Paul George and pick 3 for Kyrie and Cooper Flag.
Throw in
Yeah, you're gonna have to throw in a first. You are correct. Yeah, you are correct. You're gonna have to throw in a first. You shicey motherfucker. You won't take that deal, brother.
Give him all the first and go ahead and throw in Gafford too.
And you get
to ease Joel.
No.
26 minutes
I get where your head's at, bro.
Yeah. Not because I'm trying to be greedy, but because that genuinely helps us with an actual issue we're dealing with.
I mean, I don't know why Cooper Flag couldn't help you there.
Shut up, dude. Just let me have my phone here,
You didn't think about that, did you, bro? He's just
circling back to the Knicks. Why have they not called Taylor Jenkins, Frank Vogel, and Mike Malone?
So they are, dude. I don't know. That's who I would have started with. What the
Mike
fuck?
Malone was the first call.
I would have interviewed the people who are free first, and then tried to interview the candidate, and then requested. You know what I mean?
On. The people who are free have also won championships.
Oh, dude, trust me, I know. Well, Taylor Jenkins hasn't won, but so today,
we're talking about Mike Malone.
So today they did like there was a report that yes, they are looking at Taylor Jenkins, which is like, well, thank fucking God, you dipshits. So it's like,
dude, what if Greg Popovich is like, fuck it, I'm coming out of my stroke retirement and I'm coaching the Knicks, wins the championship and dies on a sideline, gets carried out as a champion one last time, dude.
Relax, bro. Could you see Kobe in another jersey?
Relax, motherfucker.
It's what you just said with Pop, dog. You just did that
Pop
with Pop.
in another suit. I can't see Pop. You know what I mean? I can't see Kobe in another
Come on now. Like, relax. You know exactly damn well it's the same thing.
I get crazy, dude.
But if you're the Knicks, who would you want? Of all those coaches I named, if it's a coach on an existing team, them two, who do you think they should get?
Phil Jackson. I'm just kidding.
Is Phil Jackson alive?
Probably not. He's probably chilling and wherever Buddhists go to in the afterlife.
I don't remember hearing he died, but he has just disappeared.
You said any coach, even if they have a job. Yeah, Spo. Go get Spo.
That's nice, dude.
Because he, like, listen, if there's anybody that's going to embody New York mentality, I think he's got it, dude. Like, just gutter grimy. We're going to come out here and just savagely beat on people until we win championships.
Phil Jackson shot 63% from the field for Brooklyn.
Ooh. I think your camera's acting up, brother.
Oh, I'm not on my. I was on a tab. That's my.
Spo. Ideally, like you go get Spo. But from the available ones, I'm still leaning Mike Malone. That's where I'm going. That's just I like him. I don't know. I think he's the best option. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's if I'm the Knicks, that's the only option besides Sam Cassell is Mike Malone.
I regret ever telling you about Sam Cassell. You have you're gonna beat that drum. I think the ship is passed, brother. Mm-hmm. I have a name for you. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how interested he is, but what if Mark Jackson was brought into coaching?
He's a New York cat too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what if Mark Jackson brought Van Gundy on his bench?
That'd be tight. Bring him back.
I think that might be a great hire, bro. I think that might be a great hire. That's just thinking outside the box. But, like, bro, they're of the available guys who for sure want to coach. Like, yeah, dude, any of them. Malone, Jenkins, like, any of them, dog. Like,
Coach K?
Yeah, I think that's a good pick. I think it's – what'd you say?
Coach K?
Coach K turned it down, too.
He did?
Yeah,
they actually offered it to Coach K? Yeah. Oh my God, I was being a clown, dude.
Coach K is like
it's him with his feet up, man.
Coach K was like, it's a great job, but I'm not interested. And your boy from Villanova, Jay Wright. Jay Wright.
What would be weird to see? Bill Belichick coaching the North Carolina Tar Heels, or Coach K coaching NBA? I mean, like, you know what I mean, like. Bill Belichick in college or Coach K in the NBA? Which one's funkier to look at or imagine? And I know we're about to see Bill in college, so.
Bro, it's obviously the 6-time Super Bowl champion in college. Talk like it's like, come on out. I know Coach K's resume. I know it, dog. And he's a fucking legend. But, like, that's college, bro. Like, it ain't the same. It ain't the same. You know what I mean? Like,
how is there not a revolt going on that, like, arguably the greatest NFL coach of all time is coaching a mid-tier college football program that's never done anything?
It's his father's alma mater, though.
No, I get it, and I hope he turns it around just so that they can beat North Carolina State.
No. Yeah, there you go. That was what. Yeah. So they can terrorize Nick.
Terrorize Nick for the next 10 years. I don't know how old Bill Belichick is. Probably like 70-something. So at least 10 years.
Bro, he ain't got 10 years, bro. That's crazy. No chance. No.
The job. That's so crazy to me, dude.
The man knows one thing.
Yeah, football.
And pussy.
And 20-year-old girl.
My man's is wild. Look, I ain't gonna knock him because Bill Belichick ain't the most handsome man. So okay, go ahead, get in where you fit in. But it's wild now, dude. Yeah. I saw a post. It was like the girl walking with him, and she seems to genuinely like him. I don't know, right? She could just be playing at some shit. You know how people are, right? She's just trying to grow her star. It feels like.
What could they possibly have in common?
Football.
All right. The greatest mind of all time in football talking to this dumb broad. Come on, man.
Dumb? Do you know her? I have no clue anything about her. I can't imagine she's dumb if she's able to fucking talk to Bill Belichick.
I think my preconceived notions come from the fact that, like, what I've read is that, let's be real, she's an escort, and he liked her, so she stuck around, and she saw her golden ticket.
Oh, that could be it too.
That's like, when I read that makes the most sense to me, and I just can't envision. I just associate integrity and all those qualities with that. So anyway, we're not going to get into that conversation, though.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's true or not, so I ain't gonna take it as gospel.
Yeah. Hey, but good for him, dude. Hopefully he wins a natty.
I ain't going to defame that woman without ever having met her or even looked into her. I'm not even sure I know her name.
I don't know her name.
Yeah, so I'm like, she ain't done nothing wrong to me, and she ain't done nothing wrong to nobody either. So I ain't got no opinion on it. I did laugh because I saw a video of her like walking with Bill. And you know how girls wear jackets the most idiotic way possible to wear jackets? It's like they have it on their elbows, and then they have to have their elbows bent at all times or the jacket will fall off.
Yeah.
So both elbows are just, they're walking like tontas, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm like, dude, just wear it on your shoulders. Like, what are we doing? Right? And the comment was like, I never thought I'd see Bill Belichick with a girl who wears her jacket like that. I'm like, that's a good point, dog. Like, she's too young. If the girl is wearing her jacket like that for any dude, she's too young, unless you're the same age.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's crazy work, bro.
Unacceptable.
It's such a dumb way to wear a jacket. I don't get it, dude.
Yeah.
I don't get it. just to show your shoulders? Is that what you're trying to accomplish, dog?
The 1920s,
Anyway.
dude. She's bringing back the shoulder peak, dude.
Anyways, dog. Anyways, it's crazy. All right. So you're going with Michael Malone.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Mark Jackson. I'm going outside the box.
That's tight, dude.
I'm going Mark Jackson. But you know me. I'm a storyline kind of guy.
Just so he can build it up and have somebody else come in and take it over.
It's already build an Easter Conference Finals team up.
Yeah, I don't know how, but he's gonna do it. He's gonna make them better, and then somebody else is gonna take him to the promised land. He's the Moses. He's the Moses of NBA coaching. I'll let you see the promised land, but you can't go in, baby.
He's Jack from Titanic.
Yeah.
I'm gonna save you from this sinking ship, but I'm going down with it.
Yeah, I'll take my stances, dude.
Oh boy! All right, so those were our 4 quick questions for today. You got anything else for the 10s and 10s, brother?
No.
So follow podcast Room 303 on X, Instagram, and YouTube, and our sister pod, Revenge of the Pod, on all things social and wherever you get your podcasts. For myself, Jermaine Colon Mendez. For my executive producer, the EPE. We'll see you next time when you come on down and step into the room.